Hey everybody. This isn't exactly Airshon versus the world. This is sort of a behind the scenes of the studio kind of a thing. And to prove that I am not all video game, blah, 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 waste my time kind of person, I decided to actually work on some of my actual personal projects. This is me teaching myself Toon Boom Studio 8, which I recently picked up. And I've already started adapting. This is an image that I drew a long time ago and have imported into Toon Boom Studio, and I'm currently attempting to color it so that I can work on some. I think it's paper doll. I think it's called paper doll animation. Um, so right now I've kind of got these two flames floating around. His eyebrows are done. His eyes. His mouth is separate. His head is done. Let's see. His right arm. So I need to work on his right arm. And his torso, I believe, is done too. So hopefully, this is, like I said, it's, last time I played with this was on this past Saturday or Sunday. Um, so, anyways, I'm going to try and use these maybe once a week. It may not always be Toon Boom, it may be something else. It may be just random chat sessions to try and get me to work on my projects. This is going to be very different because instead of the way my broadcaster normally works is it actually picks up um, the full screen of what I'm playing, the window as it were, and it doesn't work that way with Toon Boom. If I tried to do that with Toon Boom, the only section I would be getting would be this section right here with the body in it, and I wouldn't get anything else. So that would be very boring, I guess, to watch because you wouldn't be able to see me clicking on anything else. But anyways, so I'm going to work on this. So for anyone who knows me, I do multiple projects and tasks at any given moment. Quite honestly, I have a bit of ADD when it comes to sticking to one project until completion. So I'm kind of trying to turn over a new leaf this year. We'll see how well it works. Um, so in addition to practicing animation, which is kind of something I've been wanting to do for a while, I've been working on I started working on two novels, but I'm trying to focus on one right now called Heresies of Ash. Those who read my blog may see it mentioned every once in a while. I have been working on some photo manipulations of characters. You can't see it right now, but one of them is actually my desktop. Uh, if you saw my desktop, you'd probably get the wrong impression of me. But the idea to keep them on my desktop is to keep me motivated. It's to put the character in my in my everyday sight so that I'm always thinking about the story. And one of the things that had been going on with the story, it's technically a rewrite, and it's actually a very significant rewrite of a shorter story that I had done. Oh gosh, I want to say back in the late '90s. So I've been sitting on it for quite a while because it was meant to be part of uh, a trilogy type series, and that trilogy kind of got torn apart. I'm working with my friend in Wisconsin on a significant rewrite. In fact, a total overhaul of the first original storyline, which has resulted in that entirely being brought into an entirely brand new world. taken away from the world that I created alone into a world that she and I have created together. So we're working on that. We kind of have that one on the back burner just for the time being. But as a result, that left everything that came after that first story kind of floating in limbo, because without the first story, the remaining stories made no sense. Um, so that's why I've been really overhauling the storyline. I decided to introduce a character of mine who I used to role play. Uh, Actually, with Beth, if she does show up in the chat today, I used to role play the character with her. Uh, but I've repurposed the character um, to the point that it's not really the same character. It's more of a distilled adaptation, shall we say? Um, Sort of a spirit who possesses being. I don't want to spill too many beans because obviously I'm trying to write the story and I don't want too much of it to disappear into the ether and get gobbled up by others who might be aspiring authors. So I'm hoping to get it done. Um, I'm doing something novel for ironically novel. I'm doing something novel for myself in that I am working on the plot line first, the actual outline of the story. This is contrary to what I used to do, which was really just start writing. Um, of course, when I did that, stories kind of evolved, but not necessarily in the most straightforward of ways, and not necessarily smoothly, and so what have you. So what I'm ultimately saying is I went to lunch today, and I find that I actually work much better when I take myself out to lunch or to dinner. I actually went to dinner, pardon me, um, and treat myself to a good meal. And while I wait for the meal, I'm able to focus on the story and come up with interesting ideas. And I have worked out the entire, well, not necessarily the entire desert scene, but there's a huge desert scene that follows the introduction of the main characters, and I was kind of stuck there. And so I've managed to push through that section, and so I'm just kind of tooting my own horn, kind of proud of myself that I got through that. So now I need to work on the next portion, which I guess is sort of the puzzle section, and I don't know, may do a section, one of these videos to talk about that. I don't know. We'll see. So in the meantime, now that I've kind of rambled on without actually doing any work, let's see if I can actually do some work. And let's see if I can remember how this operates. Z and X. Okay. Hmm. Now I'm confused. Why is that colored? Shouldn't that be above? Oh, there. Duh, 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 duh. Okay, fine, fine, fine. It's because I was clicking on tail, or rather on body. That's why. Never mind. Oops. Oh, I don't want it quite that large. I should, if I were a smart person, activate my Wacom tablet that I spent so freaking much money on and use it. But I have this perpetual fear of that Wacom tablet right now. Just on the sheer amount of work I would have to do to set it up. So I'm kind of wary of it right at this moment. And I know someone out there who sees this is basically going to tell me I'm an idiot. That's fine. I recognize that fault in myself. And eventually I will get off my butt and actually learn it so that I can use it to draw properly. I wish I could actually be playing music during this, since that's usually my MO is to play music while I work on art or what have you. But YouTube copyrights, being what they are, I don't particularly want to get in trouble for not having something that I should, like the copyright owner's permission to do so. As such, I am just going to have to. You're just going to have to deal with me talking for the foreseeable future, or utter silence, because that tends to happen every once in a while too. I could actually tell it that we are that I want to smooth this out manually or rather automatically, but hi Beth. Yeah, we went to the art thing. I kind of started out as an experiment to see if this would work, and then I kind of felt, I want to work on art, so what the hell. I couldn't think of any game I particularly wanted to play tonight. I mean, I played Sims 3 for all of 20 minutes. Why Sims 3, you ask? Because I will not pay $70 for Sims 4. Sorry, ain't happening. Same concept as with Dungeons and Dragons. I can only replace the damn game so many times before it's just not practical. If EA wants to give me the game for free, I'll happily take it off their hands and play it ad nauseum, but I am not going to buy it again. There we go. Yeah, when I do these drawings, they are done pixel. Well, actually, they're done pencil, and then they're scanned in, and then I do the inking. Really, I refer to myself as the most criminally inefficient artist in the universe because I don't do this in any way that's practical, and that's probably why I'm the slowest artist that I know of. You 3-man Scarlet Monster. You went back to oh, that's right. You're playing on your Wrath of the Lich King server. I looked earlier to see if what is it called? Patch 6.0 is out. 6.0, I guess, is the immediate predecessor to Warlords of Draenor, and there's supposed to be significant changes in the game. Some, I guess, the prequests are set up for that one as well, to get you into the mood to go to Draenor. But it isn't up yet. I didn't dig too deep to see if there was an actual date for it. I'm pretty sure there is, but I didn't dig too deep to look for it. Mainly because I think tonight wasn't going to be a WoW night. Such tiny little moves. Because pixelation does not make for nice vectorization. But the good news is once it's vectored, it can be enlarged and shrunk down almost ad nauseum. There we go. And Beth, you missed the front part of the chat session. I was mentioning that part of what had happened, and this is part of the reason why it took me so long to get home and get online, was that I actually took myself out to dinner tonight, and while I was at dinner, I was actually working on Heresies of Ash, because that's actually one of the times I feel most productive, is when I'm having a good meal and waiting for the waiter to actually get their butts out there and serve me. Seems like a lot of minutiae detail, and it is. But I like to be nitpicky sometimes. Especially if it's my character and if I don't have to hurry up and give them to anybody. There have been many, many nights when I have been working on a character or working on a piece of art, and I have completely fallen face first, drooling asleep at the desktop or at the laptop, and subsequently fought with myself for 3, 4, even 5 hours to force myself to wake up to actually finish the picture, because I hate leaving a picture unfinished overnight. Don't ask me why that is. It's just a weird little fetish of mine. But if I am close to being done, I do not like to leave it undone. That, and I kind of like to get the picture up so that I can get some feedback on it. So I guess that's my ego. Well, speaking of said TJ and Tan reincarnates and Jet reincarnates, I was telling everyone that if they could see my desktop, because that what's on my desktop right now is that picture I showed you earlier today. I keep him there to keep me inspired to work. I told everyone else it would probably just give them the wrong idea about me. There, I think that's much clearer. Now, short of getting greater audience participation, I'm not sure how a session of me actually trying to work on the novel would flow. I mean, even if it's just a matter of brainstorming, I've attempted those in the past. They tend to be somewhat one-sided. And while I don't mind rambling to myself on the internet, because I do it quite often, um, it kind of doesn't serve the purpose that I would hope for. So hard to say what I'll do in the long run. Dirty girl, making grabby hands. If only the character comes across half as desirous as the photo manipulation makes him. I think I'm almost done working on this arm. Quite a bit of work in here. Have the babies eaten yet? Have the babies been good? And for those wondering, I'm asking about specifically Beth's babies because she has two adorable little twins that are just the most darling little things in the universe. Well, I posted on YouTube only because I mean it's a historical thing. I mean, I and it's part of my OCD completionist. I you know it's kind of the reason I was wishing that some of the live streams what I do that some of the stuff I had done initially on live stream was still around. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Send the baby here. She can sort my cabinets all day long. I did not intend that. There we go. Actually, dang it. There we go. I don't know if she could tidy the house. The house is not quite toddler friendly. It's actually fairly dangerous in here for children. It's dangerous for me, and I live here. I need to get off my butt and finish some of the renovations that are going on here. But I need money. YouTube, send me money. This is why I desperately seek your subscriptions. Subscribe, damn it. Subscribe. Bring your friends. If you have any care for my safety and well-being. Well, that should be relatively easy, I would hope, proving that you're married and not criminals. I mean, for God's sake, we let Justin Bieber into the freaking country and we don't get rid of him. And I'm sorry for anyone who likes Justin Bieber, but the boy's gotta go. Alright, let's go down to the colors I've selected. I have not figured out how the hell Patreon works yet. And I don't know if I would have the mentality to focus on one project like that. It's enough to where I'm trying to narrow my focus. Singling it out, I think, would probably cause a brain hemorrhage of some variety. Oh, I know the Canadians wanted to denounce us, but they made them. They can take them back. Now, somehow, I wish I was paying more attention when there was the tutorial on this. I wish I could remember how this works. Yeah, I don't want that. That's not what I want. Where was the thing? Is this it? No, no, no. Yeah, I don't think that's what I want. Who's Anita? And whatever she did to get 156K, I want part of that. Let's see. Close gap. That's what I was after. Show strokes and movie menu. View. Yay! Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Much better. Now that I've figured that out. Alright, I need... Oh, that was our paint? No wonder I can never find it. So I need that there. Put that away. I need that there. Huzzah! Oh, is this the Gamergate thing? Okay, that arm is good. I get rid of it for now. Left arm. Yeah, the only one I heard about was the one with the one who I guess had been sleeping with the five guys or whatever. It's the only one I know about. Ah, for crying out loud. There we go. Good, I'm on the right line. And show strokes. Yeah, that's the one, Zoe Quinn. I'm probably missing another. Yep, I know I was missing one more. How does it make you misogynistic and jealous? I mean, you're certainly entitled to your opinions. I don't see how, unless you mean in their eyes, in which case, who the hell cares? Okay, well, if you get done with dinner, I'll probably be here for probably until 11 o'clock my time, so another 15 minutes or so. And yes, I have been reminded. And turn that on again. Um, Yeah. All right. I should do the test should be the easiest thing in the world to do. Trick is, it has a horrible arc. Meh. Goodness. Oh boy. Curious if I should actually log in to Champions tonight, only because this is, I guess, the night of its patch. I mean, I realize I'm not going to be doing any high level content, which is what I expect the new content to be, the new Mechanon stuff. But, you know, if it's there, maybe I can see something of it. Who knows? Who knows? Ah, To close the gap from look at right, so I don't need to see that again. And Z. I'm not gonna worry about all those points. Z paint. And his tail. Alright. Oh, color. Got it. Start there. X. I get the feeling something went wrong. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so we've got the torso, we've got the back. Alright, well, I think getting through that is sufficient. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up then for the night. And I will probably be playing a game tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. And, but we'll stop there. Save. And I'll wish everyone a good night.